What would you do, sir, if your son or daughter was gay?
Well, thankfully, I have 2 sons and a daughter, and none of them is gay.
That's not the answer. What would you do if one of them was gay?
You're asking me to go into the world of abstracts. I'm a lawmaker. I deal with specifics. I deal with specific stuff. I don't deal in abstract. Maybe you should be talking to a storyteller or something.
Will you take responsibility if, because of this bill, people who are going about their lives are attacked by Ghanaians or are harmed because it's legal to do so, or people have been encouraged to do so, or are suicidal for that matter, take their lives because they can't live in that society?
Well, Larry, let me answer your question. Earlier on, I was telling you that this year alone, as of June this year alone, 21 persons had been attacked and killed in the United States, where LGBTQ rights are legal.
This is about Ghana, sir. This is about Ghana, sir. So let's focus on Ghana.
Well, if this is about Ghana, then stop trying to import American values into the reasoning of Ghanaian legislation.
I am not an American. I am an African. I'm from Kenya.
Well, Kenyan values are not the same as Ghanaian values. We have different values.
Funny face family members, where are they? And I'm asking again. I'm comporting myself today.
Baby, a funny face said, "Ohiam Bible, a divine intervention, because Adam, he is not in control of his mind, and people are judging him. I don't know what is going on. I don't know what is going on. I'm pleading with all the comedians. This is the time to step up for him."
For Messiah Bibia and Mobibia Kwaba at the Kyekyekutv so. Honorable Sam George, MP for Ningo Pram Pram. I na and national channel, LGBTQ plus, just a once and some no, or no NHS, or down no, announced so ama bill yet me a pass of parliament. Now, I say a month in Lincoln and Sabasha say, now be a Kuni or Mangana. Now, no one sends 7 at the Sianity. Quache, not to say, Oman for the donor, on a gin. Now, Wayne and I'm so I'm a CNN journalist, and then I better to come on. Now, some questions are Obisan in a day. And yet, Honorable Sam George, when they say a silly questions and Obisano, and one some made a bro near Riedia, a funny face, funny face, children president, or didn't cry young Christian, which I say, and for the donor, and a blaming a Vanessa. Now or more Saint young we believe Vanessa, and the dancing so be so blaming a funny face Nangasa. Nani and Uncle Riaseno, a councillor LUTROIDT, at the Ninsem Ababituja Afahon. Now, if you are Schwarzenegger and so Abitrana Afahon, I may no cry and Nanchano or the Achoppa, I'll come my father DICKSON said, a bear on more, not on the one. In some way, no more one, say in summer, it is so Ghana has said, number day ever be some more. For a care for and a matnasi. Now, my main kind will say, a Nigerian actor, I met him when I go. I may be a trim now, what you know. Like I chum say, Nigerian actor in a home for no. Now, Ohia, and watch, I say, make us a financial supporter, or the back way the kidney transplant or India. Cecilia, no, they ever to say, if I pay, what turn on I won't see a door. I am rather on the 25th of March, and I pay free. Na nina enam say just say surgery nko wanya nkwa nkoye mpo na kampe say yaka say oh koye na ani wanya nkoye mpo na papa yi atwa na nanu e wonse do jodi benim ne pa akie nkoko movie no akie nkoko movie na say ya dia obo ne homo ni ye wo pa o my serious and they ka akie nkoko na wo movie kwa meka na masam no indomie generation ne de o ma metu say wa onu bi adada na yedi eto channel eba pay edi mfisia edi osia ba 61 years na amechi mu na go edi ya ade to na no e won se do e ya rosem e de ma Nigeria man no nyina ne tissue e Nollywood actors no because say enche ye kra na omusa hwere legend ya friend no John Okafor e Mr. Ibu omo hwere no na sisa for us aba beto so dia na chese era wasem ene because African countries ni o my money na be it Ghana and I say chese obia fi say ye hwe ni movies a e ade etimisre enya Nigeria for nkwana ade ato wonani fi say ye ka eye sister country Nigeria ene Nigeria for akwa say eniafo enisa entisa ade ato wonani a na to Ghana for years e are wo sem e be be busu nyina shed na ya mo nyina ya akọ e busu for mamenje abo afọ nkrato no me ba e be don nsem na abesu dwa no esu
se wa koko si oto arebone ene ma cheche o moje ni nji Coco president ni
baako pe
which similar to form be free afuri ese onya hoden akobuden Coco nya de pa
me so be ma cross out of form
ba ma sem na se wa oni se ba ma sem to form awon ni pa bi ba hoden ni woni je nya yo be ma
ka be kire wo
what I say
oba no ba no di ho cross out ko
ko ba from be ma from nti se wa afuri die but even mo so he agima majatu
ono na ko
because speed.
That's it. You're about 2 hours.
Coco president. For number to Janum, no front.
Oh, Coco, Omo, you know, man, that's no. That's good. So 0241740609.
Ebusa for me there was a waje bread, Mama Kwaji abo from Kratwaba. See a consem no so dia. Enye na MP for Ningo Pram. Honorable Sam George. I not say. Oni AFIA and journalist ay fa ne Larry acheche nkomo na nkomo acheche ni na akofa eye trumutumu be we ya chese aba betodwa na se e man pin be sign se won sign se wo sign kra na se enya be ye mra chese victims na meka se why be che wo no why be advocate so jail sentence de be ma no eno na chese adane nkofo dadwena almost almost ase na enam so ma interview so questions I would wa ya brante bisa eye honorable Sam George anu here on so edema no yenko e yenko TV.
Why are you pushing this bill that would legalize hate and homophobia in Ghana?
A very good afternoon to your viewers, and I do not understand what you mean by pushing a bill that will legalize hate and homophobia. It's a bill to promote proper human sexual rights and Ghanaian family values. If you have another bill you're talking about, then maybe you've got the wrong man. But if you're talking to me about the bill I'm sponsoring in Parliament, it is to promote proper human sexual rights and Ghanaian family values.
What are these Ghanaian family values in your mind, sir? What do you consider Ghanaian family values?
Article 39 of the Ghanaian Constitution is clear that the state shall take steps to inculcate the right Ghanaian values, customary values, into society. The Constitution of Ghana makes the states clearly that the National House of Chiefs is the custodian of Ghana's custom. This bill is supported by the Ghana National House of Chiefs. Our fourth consultative forum, which was held in the Ashanti regional capital of Kumasi, was actually sponsored by the National House of Chiefs. And the president of the National House of Chiefs spoke extensively at that conference, where Ghanaian culture forbids homosexuality. And so Ghanaian culture...
These members of the LGBT community we're speaking to, sir, are also Ghanaians. They are also Ghanaian. They are part of Ghanaian culture. And they're saying they're gay, they're transsexual, they're bisexual. They are also Ghanaians.
Some of the individuals who were involved in planning terror attacks in America are American citizens. Is it American culture to kill people?
That's a false, that's not the same comparison. But what I want to focus on here is...
It's not the same comparison. You are telling me that because we have people who are carrying out an activity that is illegal per our laws already, and our culture frowns on it because they are found in our jurisdiction, that is our culture.
There were many things that were illegal that are unjust.
Innocent children and teachers?
Honorable MP, there are many things that were illegal, that were unjust, and those laws were changed because they are unjust.
Well, laws are a reflection of society. Until 1960, American society did not find women fit to vote. And so women did not vote there. When they found them fit to vote, society evolved. Society evolves. At this point in time, the Ghanaian society is in a position where it says it is not welcoming of homosexuality. And any other person must respect the views of Ghanaian society. The CDD, which is a far-right, liberal think tank here in Ghana, carried out research, which was published on the 1st of July. In fact, the academics who have sent in a memo against this bill have two of their fellows, the CDD's fellows in there, the Center for Democracy in Ghana, Democratic Development. They've been clear. Ghanaians are 97% tolerant of Ghanaians of different ethnicity, 94% tolerant of people of different religion, 91% tolerant of persons of different political persuasions, 71% tolerant of migrants and foreigners, but only 7% tolerant of homosexuality. That is the system, that is the society of Ghana.
What's your reaction to the members of the LGBT community, sir, that we've been speaking to, who tell us they're afraid for their lives when this bill passes, if this bill passes, that they're afraid to even leave their homes?
Well, anybody who is engaged in an illegal activity should be afraid of the law, shouldn't you? Then there will be no essence of law. But let's be clear about this. The United States in 2021 remains the most dangerous place for homosexuals. As of June 2021, an independent story, a story run by the Independent.
Sir, this is not about the United States. This is about Ghana. This is about Ghana.
Homicide.
This is about Ghana, so I want to focus on Ghana, sir. Hang on. Let me ask the question. Let me ask you the question, sir. This is about Ghana. You are, as part of this bill, legalizing conversion therapy, which UN experts consider torture. Do you believe that homosexuality can be medically treated?
Well, tell me how individuals who are born men and decide to become women.
That's not an answer. Do you believe that people can be cured of homosexuality by some sort of treatment? I apologize. We appear to have lost the MP, Sam George. The connection is not that great. If we can reestablish that, we'll try and come back to him. And before we lost you, we were talking about conversion therapy, which is considered torture, and your bill would legalize that. Do you want to torture people in the name of curing homosexuality?
I was making the point that the individuals who decide to become transgender, who decide to change their sex from male to female, apart from undergoing surgery, also engage in hormonal treatment. Is that torture? Because I don't see how different hormonal treatment is from what you call conversion therapy.
Is not the same as conversion therapy. These are very, very different. This is a false equivalence you're making, sir.
No, what's the difference? I would need for you to
I am not a medical expert, but it's been by UN experts who look into this have considered conversion therapy as torture.
Expert, Larry, if you're not a medical expert, and I'm saying to you that we've spoken to the experts here in Ghana, and there is nothing different because conversion therapy is a hormonal treatment. And I'm saying to you that when individuals choose on their own volition to change their sex, they undergo hormonal treatment. Men go and take estrogen shots to be able to develop female features. And that's the same thing.
That is not the same thing. That is not the same thing. But I want to move away from that because you talked about the United States. You talked about the United States. This American organization held a conference in Accra in 2019. And shortly after, you introduced a bill with the same language, including family values. So you're influenced by a right-wing organization, which is considered one of the most hateful organizations exporting hate around the world. Is that correct?
It can't be farther away from the truth. Larry, I was never, myself and none of the 7 other colleagues of mine was at this conference. In fact, this conference came to my notice after the CNN's David Mackenzie asked me about it. I have had absolutely no contact with the World Council of Families. You describe them in the way in which you want to describe them. But we also have groups from the United States that are supporting LGBTQ rights, which is illegal in Ghana as we speak right now. Section 104 of our Criminal Offences Act makes it criminal. They're already trying to also influence Ghanaian stuff. This bill is in direct response. You say there was a conference here in 2019, a conference I'm unaware about. However, this bill is and I made a statement on the floor of the House in February, and my statement was clear. It was in response to the opening of an LGBTQ+ advocacy office in Ghana in January. That was supported by members of the diplomatic corps.
So you want to make it difficult for anybody to live an open, free life because of who they love in Ghana, and you want them to go to jail for 10 years. You're happy with that?
Well, you haven't read my bill. It's a misinformation to say that anybody who's found guilty of a homosexual act to go to jail for 10 years. That's a misconception you're peddling, and you should not do that.
They can go to jail up to 10 years. This is just one of the many penalties that is in the bill, sir, that you're encouraging Ghanaians to report anybody who is suspected of being LGBTQ. Is that correct?
Larry, I would advise that you a job at what you're doing. Okay, if you want to put a spin on a bill, right? This is my bill that I've passed before Parliament. I'm going to read to you Section 6.3 of the bill, or Clause 6.3 of the bill, or 6.2 of the bill. A person who commits an offence under paragraphs A, B, C, D, E, F, G of subsection 1, which is the section that lists all the offences, commits a second-degree felony and is liable on summary conviction to a fine of not less than 750 penalty units and not more than 5,000 penalty units, or to a term of imprisonment not less than 3 years or not more than 5 years, or both. So when you talk about 10 years imprisonment for persons engaged in homosexual activities, you are misleading the world, and that's unfortunate.
All right, so you think, okay, 10 years is too much, but 5 years is perfectly fine for somebody who's gay in Ghana to go to jail.
Well, that is the punishment for a second-degree felony in Ghana, and the activity of homosexuality is a second-degree felony.
Honorable George, are you just a hateful person who does not want people who are different from you to have a life in Ghana?
That is a defeatist approach to ask me a question, a defeatist line of questioning, that I'm a hateful person. If I'm a hateful person, we will not be protecting the rights of persons with LGBTQ and saying that you should not, they have a right. They have a right to a fair trial before competent court of jurisdiction. Section 22 of our bill prohibits extrajudicial treatment, and you're not highlighting that part. That part is prohibition of extrajudicial treatment. A person commits a misdemeanor if that person verbally or physically abuses, assaults, or harasses a person A, accused of an offense under this act, or suffering from any gender or sexual identity. A person who commits a misdemeanor under Section 1 is liable to a fine of not less than 500 penalty unit, or not more than 1,000 penalty unit, or a term of imprisonment not less than 6 months and more than 3 years. So you're cherry-picking
what seems like a positive angle of a larger bill that would make it difficult. Honorable George, let me ask a question here. You're cherry-picking a part of the bill that, a much wider bill that would make it difficult for people who are LGBTQ in Ghana to live. What would you do, sir, if your son or daughter was gay?
Well, thankfully, I have 2 sons and a daughter, and none of them is gay.
That's not the answer. What would you do if one of them was gay?
You're asking me to go into the world of abstracts. I'm a lawmaker. I deal with specifics. I deal with specific stuff. I don't deal in abstract. Maybe you should be talking to a storyteller or something.
Will you take responsibility if, because of this bill, people who are going about their lives are attacked by Ghanaians or are harmed because it's legal to do so, or people have been encouraged to do so, or are suicidal for that matter,
Larry,
take their lives because they can't live in that society?
Well, Larry, let me answer your question. Earlier on, I was telling you that this year alone, as of June this year alone, 21 persons had been attacked and killed in the United States, where LGBTQ rights are legal. This is about Ghana,
sir. This is about Ghana, sir. So let's focus on Ghana.
Well, if this is about Ghana, then stop trying to import American values into the reasoning of Ghanaian legislation.
I am not an American. I am an African. I'm from Kenya.
Well, Kenyan values are not the same as Ghanaian values. We have different values. I didn't say into Africa. I said into Ghanaian values. I'm a Ghanaian legislator. And just so you know, I represent a community or constituency that has 2 traditional areas. Before agreeing to push this bill, I met with my 2 traditional councils. I am a representative of the people who voted for me. The people who voted for me, the 2 traditional councils said to me, this is against our culture.
The people who voted for you, Honorable George, and I have to go, the people who voted for you, of all the problems they have in your constituency, is this the major issue for them? Is this the thing they're most concerned about?
Well, this is one of the major issues for them, because the government of Ghana in 2020 spent $200 million subsidizing the cost of antiretroviral drugs for persons who have HIV/AIDS. The Ghana AIDS Commission is telling us that men having sex with men, MSMs, homosexuals, are leading the surge in HIV prevalence in Ghana. $200 million could have fixed the water problem in my constituency.
Okay, we're going to have to leave it there, Sam George.
For now, in competition, a course between Honorable Sam George and CNN journalist no. Now, in some kind be and they say, I Tiffany say, Sam George, send it back. Gear, Uncle Baden, can buy a super Uncle Baden. I don't know some way the man say, and in sin and the babia so snua, or you super. Now, there's an answer, no. Sesia na sa mrai bebe. Se benam so ama e kunkrofo e ba atake nkrofo kuku amoya de man ne se I abroche kampo no maji atum so mo yes ade no omumpo no che se ya atake nkrofo ku omo da and difference wo men ending efa she emba entina ne omo de they are still on their stance na nko chichi of course na journalist na ne ho fa no menya sure say national bi obefre eye honorable Sam George say no interview in fasa in same way and send your car say Ghana asem enya America asem no and say America asem de na not say any kwan say mu impose nyoma wo honom e de maye nyoma e wa America na mo ye na any kwan say impose e de maye na no e na so ko e na X page am Twitter na say honorable Sam George e de ba beto won ma e na ni je say me pa na nsem o try say great news to start the week. Just thoughts to share. Now they all share no say embassies banned from flying LGBTQ pride flags. House DEI office closed by spender bill. Now just say see the embassies are doing no. I enya dia eye TRUMÜTU flag ya just say maso rainbow colors. Enya dia ambasa mu bi won. Esan eye spending bill bia abetuja enti na oko eye the opposite na the last paragraph now say any flag other than the US flag can no longer be flown or displayed at any US State Department facilities because of a provision included in the government funding bill revising a 2021 State Department authorization that said US embassies could display LGBTQ plus pride flags. And then 2021 no now ultimately a display. But see an day and Rafa Fraba say US embassy be any one of us. Rainbow flag no or beso or muno. There's a religious ama and the sa. It was for the better and some no so near to us dear. Near funny face. I funny face in sense ya. Ne baby mama ikonya na enam so ne enu achi okonya nkwanhia na nkwanhia na okonya ne de ono de ne ho anka na emom no eye nipa num na omo kae na enu a me be kan sem we se obia enfree mu ai e wom se nkofo ho atechema de ebi mo prepare de nso obia ni wa free mu na eye councillor LUTROIDT eden sembi ababetuja afa ayesan semya enkoso no na no ena obi sese eye funny face na kasa na busiafo ewen tie se ne osika ensem na
funny face is an accident not deliberate wa bobi sempo sample yen fan microphone hospital what did them just say including he who not people think say what the care muna the car bobia the web prano is more injured than what the car body bado. No, hey. Because before car bobia you do an attempt to salvage the situation. So there are times at the level of trauma your mind goes through their hearts pumping, and that's that quick fix you want to do to avoid that disaster of the accident. You needs more help equally like the injured. But most of the times, I see people say, "Funny two came never to hospital." I don't know what will be there.
In that state.
In the state, when the car go here, and everybody is saying, "Say, Masa, now car here then." Famugu came never from hospital.
Now I won't drive.
Now I will drive patients in their hospital. And who call now? Say, "Oh, on so ya medical care. On here the medical care again. On the other can ben abon. And you can't only body power. Masa jadi okika and you know how Ghanaians are. So the state of funny face in that time needed support, needed help, like any other person, regardless of his mental health condition. That's what I'm best because I'm doing say. Halifax, only car Bobby, George LUTROIDT, only car Bobby, and now car came Obi Sesia who said it is a matter of enquire. Your state is not balanced. You can experience a mental disorder at that moment because emotional imbalances can cause you not to act well. not to answer well. You can be jittery. You can be shaking. The center will not hold for you. So, no matter how we want to see funny face, say he's gone through the psychiatric place and come back. He's making jokes about it. I don't know, it's just about 2 weeks I saw Bola Reho. And is it too much?
Yeah, about that, yeah.
As if he's making a thought to say apology to people that he acted wrongly in his time of problem. Sanami hunu. Eti the CCCano say you no kura say funny face no ajaka krampoa. By the law, you cannot drink alcohol and drive. Okay. And you cannot drink alcohol. You can drink and drive, but you cannot drink alcohol and drive. Because most of us we drink and we drive, but we don't drink alcohol.
Do you drink again?
You understand? So don't drink and drive. No, I'm challenging that statement. Funny face family members, where are they? And I'm asking again. I'm comporting myself today. Halifax, I'm comporting myself. I remember it came to a time where funny face and the baby mama issue came up. Somebody came and said, Anemia. They were talking. Funny face, I asked, is funny face still living alone after his condition that he went through? Where are the family members of Mr. Boateng? Where are the father side? Where are the mother side? Are they waiting for us to see something bad, which in quote, death? Is funny face louder and stronger than all the family members? Can they push things out to be somewhere better?
What should they do?
They should come to the aid of their son.
How exactly?
Their mother is not there.
How exactly?
My brother, listen.
I'm listening to you.
When people, all of us who've lived in places, I have visited my grandmother in a compound house before.
4 minutes, including an
when people are not okay, that extended family touch is needed. We don't need a nuclear family in this country. We have not built shelters for people to be housed. Once clinically funny face has been discharged from our facility, it means that clinically we think he's sound to be managed, and he needs family care.
But on a more serious note, in summer councillor LUTROIDT saying all this while the family member being or one and change, he say you say mentally no on children stable sir Nancy and you so Bolare office one himself or Panicho. I want near maybe or and I nam so Bolare so at the channel. Now all this one will be a mamakashi. Senya as a workers we say was shared of no. Yen chairman in Yansa. Fi says so she send your accidents in a year now. And then Moja Shwa funny face at the sorry and not to move say in summer council LUTROIDT can end cry. Although when but honestly so here's a call hospital. So but I was for just say area we be say why is all these things happening to funny face? I don't think I when united to funny face. Because they share funny face will be a banning cora and open cross me pa. Nancy come say a in weakness. It was a for my come for retain about solution and for more. Retain about solution our Kumasi Technical University opposite gate 3. Say obeme muna yemre and our pen memedro tatashe anonom. Now obeme moye dendia. And then now do we never children say and work with Jim memedro ni been one of them. Now wait to miss fiesta. What's me janaso say be memoir. What's me janaso our bro banis who are getting Mancasankasa. I'm on no one casa no what is in so. I and yes say was 2 minutes been on one by David. Yes, and I old general into Bomodian say, Baba Jim Memedronibi. Now one of them now most more day. Now Bema no moons I day. Anka Sanka. So because the Anka Sanka so what's your say? And into which ending, Quanaquato dear, maybe be an uncle mouth. So I saw aha, and then crying crack of a cop. Or Bana Bacca say, hey, wait a Mr. Man and Jojo. Chesse. A business one will say, for the first time. Now, once you saw a bear and Esa, nay, Nam Swintino, Oba on the war no to say, Nini Jim, one side X one day, and near what a den ne. Vanabaji a dray, the first rasra home, na size our pesa winamo, and also some born now and sa entiminka, so pesa roba na yet and say, oh, benya, so pesa a weird do to some amount so dear, and near, oh la la, Ubenya say, what did you make you are, or pesa would you? And I saw a phone number 0241 740609 0241 740609. Oh, friend now, I bet you so. No, so abroad, na bibia akwaye e de mo ebusia ye ento ansem no so na eda so gina eye funny face nsensem na so na AFIA SCHWAR asibulanga ono so so be kasa fansem hu na atese AFIA SCHWAR me as e can say na say no AFIA SCHWAR ni ye oda no social media no sa correct crabim ai ka crabim although kana onye say o de be che one fan che de but if am baby no just nigga sasa na enkuti nsema okafa eye funny face the accident a wonyanya na so
I am so sad. I have never prayed for somebody like many Gloria kasa kwakuti won fast Gloria many Gloria kasa wo phone so Gloria say Jesus Miss Gloria dey asem o say funny face in accident na enkola ni nyinawu me am shame because funny face or don't call pa. And it's a funny face. At the car and there's something that he can never recover from. I started praying and I told my friend, Mekacha Gloria said, Onyame unkonko de nato. Onyame unkonko de ato makuma mu say. Sa accident way and then nyame be faso no de aje funny face. And so we should pray for him. He's going through a lot. Mental health adwinimu yare senyame se maybe ma wo fie enyo no nepe yesi no wano nsa ofo so no anya pese obekwa akofa nsa no na wa drive it funny face enkola papa na wo de car koku nkola. We should just pray for mental strength and see that they be am catch them ema wo be stressed no nko fie nkoda o deserving him mama cha farmer na them mama cha. Fucking depression is real. Depression can lead to so many things. Emma will be nkwasiafo bi to say something wa and stress. Every day me can one piece. So we hear bibi when yankopon wa e mompaye praise him because God does wonders in his praises. And when everything is working for you, when you're on the journey of success, pray like you are crazy. When you are climbing, say be a ko ye mawa, bompa ye to say you be saying. Nipa started so I am funny. Now the ref, you know. Hey, yeah, can't food you are full no, yeah, can't food cha. Baby a funny face said you know. Ohian pipe. A here divine intervention. Because Adam, he is not in control of his mind and people are judging him because guess what, that's all Ghanaians know how to do. Ghanaians don't know how to offer help. All they know how to do is to judge people who need help. I said this about 4 days ago. I brought funny face video never out no. I know didn't baby mama tell no. The catch a baby that pa say any moment from now obesta ebe trigger. I said it that any moment funny face will decline, there will be a trigger. In as much as I love Vanessa and I adore Vanessa is not good for funny face mental health right now. Vanessa is not good for funny face mental health. That's see I'm put there. Asa, we are not here to accost blames. We are not here to point fingers. All I ask is for everybody to carry him in Bible. Because some time ago, Funny Face was a very kind young man. I don't know what is going on. I'm pleading with all the comedians. This is the time to step up for him. I'm pleading with all the comedians. this is the time to step up for him. And I know Funny Face have stepped on so many toes, including me and my Papa Father Dickson. Papa, for Funny Face born a channel, what it? Papa for channel. And you mean I'm the year what? Card be chemi. Papa for channel, what it? For Funny Face born a channel. For Funny Face born a channel. Father, you not talking to Funny Face alone. And you know. And Papa, I am never saying said your Funny Face here and here, right? And you know I was the first person to come out to insult him. Ubani gu naswa. Yeah, Papa. Father. But what? I wanted to come home. I wanted to come to you personally. It's not something I even wanted to do on social. You know me and you, we don't get that. But Papa, for Funny Face born a channel. For Funny Face born a channel. Because he is nothing without you. For Funny Face born a channel, Papa. He needs you than ever. A phone call from you to Nanaya's phone will make a whole difference. Because guess what? Yeah, Funny Face will be, and it could have been worse. It could have been worse. And I was told, and Komo Bunekuno, it can't be worse. And in as much as Papa Ubuofuno, Father, me knowing who you are, Funny Face who are, a baby was shot. Funny Bonnie Chan, what? Oh, yesterday they nearly lynched him. And the police phone now. And come up with Funny Face a cool.
Na AFIA SCHWAR Ninsama Wakano. Now they are decided, and so, and my AFIA Dickson say, Osrana, and from so be a Funny Face and Osrano, and cause a job form, so that we AFIA SCHWAR put a job form. Eh, Prophet Odi, Odi AFIA, to say. One more dear didn't put a job form. Ah, say, or sre, a year for a descent say, on Funny Face from China and China. Now, AOD for sure. I saw you 4 days ago, who can and I just say, I will. It was ya. Mamma Famusia say, Miri and a here. Afra.